Hi guys, in this video I want to show you how I hunt two-headed turtles and foam stalkers in Marapur. This video will be for 400 plus EK. So let's get into the breakdown. Experience is pretty bad, it's about 3 out of 10. Loot is 10 out of 10, it's excellent. Spawn difficulty is about 9 out of 10, and a little bit more about that on the next slide. Optimization difficulty about 1 out of 10, pretty simple to just run around in circles. Access difficulty is about 3 out of 10, just the access quest to Marapur. Popularity, at least on my world, is about 7 out of 10. I quite often do find someone here, but not always, you know, it's about 50-50. And this place can be effectively hunted by every vocation solo in my experience. Of course, as everywhere, Knight has the best results, but everyone can hunt here, I think. EK-ED duo, I think, would be a push, so I've put that down as a maybe. Might not have enough respawn. Maybe if you're hunting both floors, it might be suitable. Now, talking about difficulty, here is what I wanted to show you. In the past 4 years or so that I've been playing back from my retirement, I have died exactly 2 times when solo hunting, if it wasn't the fault of my internet or something like that, when I died by my fault, and both of those times were at this exact spawn. I don't know exactly why that is, but this respawn is deceptively easy. So, you know, you're kind of hunting. What I found is I'm just hunting and it's really easy and I'm not burning any potions. I'm getting great profit. It's really fun. And the next thing I know, I'm dead. And it's really surprising. I don't know what it is about this spawn that makes it like that. My theory at the moment is that the foam stalkers are very bursty, because when I have 8 turtles on me, nothing happens. I have green health all the time. But as soon as I have 3 or 4 foam stalkers on me, I'm starting to see a little bit of extra damage coming in. So those are excuses, of course. I shouldn't have failed. I shouldn't have died twice here. But I would be wary of the foam stalkers, and I would be wary of getting too comfortable, because if you get 8 monsters on you, they can really deal a lot of damage in a quick burst. So be careful and don't die like me. So moving on, here are the results. I've shared 4 different analyzers. The top 2 that you will see, right, those 2 here, are from -2, okay, -2, and you can see that I'm getting about 4 million XP on 150%, which is about 2.6 million raw, and about 1.4 million profit an hour. And those 2 below here, those are the -1 results, and as you can see, I'm getting about 3.6 million XP on 150, or about 2.4 million raw, and profit is about the same, about 1.3 to 1.4 million per hour. I'm sharing this because on my server, most people hunt -2 in my experience. It's mostly taken, whereas -1 is normally free. I don't think there's any reason for that to be the case. I've tested both the floors, and to me the results are so similar that I really would not worry about -1 or -2. However, I will say that in my experience, -2 is much more difficult because you do have bigger pulse and higher bursts of damage, and you also have the quest monster Venerable Foam Stalker, which is also stronger than a regular Foam Stalker. So, personal recommendation: if you're level 400, 500, go on -1 because it's safer. The results are basically the same. The experience is like 5% lower or something, but you run a much lower risk of dying. So I recommend -1 actually, even though the results are slightly worse. You know, if you're a level 1000, then you're probably going to be hunting both floors anyway, because there might not be enough respawn for you anyway. So yeah, just my thoughts. So bestiary. It's about 5 hours for the 2-headed turtle and about 12.5 hours for the foam stalker. Unfortunately, the ratios are not great, so you're going to finish one much quicker than the other one. But anyway, it's not too bad. At such a profit per hour, this is still a pretty good deal. Okay, moving on, the requirements, I think 400 plus, and this is supposed to say Marapur, not Maraput. So Marapur access quest, not too long, but yeah, you need obviously access to Marapur. And you will need an earth or death weapon. In general, earth is a little bit better. It's a few % better than death. However, for example, in my case, I have the Soul Biter, which is significantly better than the Lion Axe, at least for me, because it has the extra leeching. So I was actually using the Soul Biter here, but I think Lion Axe would have been basically the same anyway. So earth or death. I think if you're in sword, you're probably going to be using earth because your earth weapon is a bit better, right? I don't remember about club. If your earth weapon is much better than death, then definitely use earth. If they're about the same, then use earth. But if your death weapon is better, like in the axe case, then maybe you want to use the death weapon. You can try both. Both would be probably fine. Recommended imbuements are just the regular ones. Well, I might eat my words. I don't think you need any particular protection imbuements or defense sprays. I think this spot, if you're careful, is fine. So I wouldn't necessarily think you need any defensive imbuement. But if you're, if you're feeling like you're in danger of dying, then the ice imbuement would be your first choice because it's about 22% ice damage and about 14% energy damage and about 12% life drain. But of course, there's no life drain imbuement. So I would consider an ice imbuement perhaps. Okay, and as you can see, it's interesting because the two-headed turtles apparently deal 65% of the damage, while the foam stalkers deal 27.6% of the damage. This is mostly because there's more two-headed turtles, but even so, I would expect foam stalkers to do a little bit more because of what I mentioned before, which is that they seem to be the ones that causing the deaths. But maybe this is in line with what I expected, in that their damage is not, super persistent, but it might be a bit spiky, which results in unexpected deaths. So be careful for that. Okay, so with regards to supplies, I use about 2,500 strong mana potions and about 100 supreme health potions per hour. Charms, I would recommend poison on the turtle and zap on the foam stalker. The foam stalker is actually weak to energy, but because there's so many more turtles, we don't use an energy weapon here. We do use the earth or death. Because that's best for the turtles. And the character in the video is my 540 EK 128 axe with regular imbuements, no boost, no praise, and no charms. So I actually have two routes for you this time because I'm going to show you both -1 and -2 in case you're interested. The routes are pretty simple. I'm basically going around in a loop, but I will show you anyway. So you enter around here. Oh, I don't want blue collar. This is not going to work very well on this background. Okay, so you enter here. And I usually do a big pull here at the entrance, then I go south through here, do another pull here, then I go to the east and north, do my third pull here, go to the north, do another pull here, go to the north and west, do another pull here, go to the west, big pull here, here I go kind of to the left, pull in some monsters from there and do another pull here, then I go south, sometimes I do a pull here, actually, I pull out the monsters from here, and I do a big pull here. Depends on how many monsters respawn, so you kind of double check this, how it's working out for you. Then I go south, and I'll usually do another pull somewhere around here, and then I go and reset. Pretty simple, just one big loop. So this is -1. Like I mentioned, for lower levels, this is probably the level I recommend as it's a little bit easier. Moving on to -2. So you enter around here. This is the entrance. And then you have the biggest pull and the hardest one right here. So this is the one I mentioned. This is with the quest monster. This is where I died just the other day. I was surrounded by 8 monsters, comboed. I could not heal even with Exura and Supremes. If I was a bit better, I could have probably survived with Mitrings and Stone Skins, but because it was so bursty, I almost had no time to react. Anyway, that is your biggest pull right here. I then go to the left and to the north. I do a pull around here. And I go more to the north, do a pull around here. Then I go west, do a pull here, west yet again, do a big pull here, go south, do a big pull here, then go a little bit west, a little bit south, do another pull here, a little bit to the east, do a pull here, and then I reset into the first pull. Very simple stuff. You kind of want to make sure you pull in the monsters from the corridors a little bit. The monsters are very slow because you're underwater, so it takes a little bit of time for them to get to you. So you mostly you're mostly killing 3, 4, at most 5 monsters at a time while the other ones come to you. But yeah, this is the route from -2. So now I'm going to play you the video. The video is from -2. But I don't think it's very different from -1, -2. So yeah, just watch the video on -2 and then you can just mimic what I'm doing on -1 as well. So yeah, no more talking. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Thank you, and see you in the next one. you.